Hey guys, what's up? It is your friendly neighbor who is here, back again with another Isaac Breaking Run. This time we're starting with Death's Touch. Let's go! Shit, man. It's not what I want to see immediately, but... God, and that's especially... Alright, well, you know what? Never mind. It's alright. It's pretty good. So, tonight I was picking my dad up from the train again. And it was... like way later tonight, because apparently my dad's on like a huge project or something. But on the radio station that I frequently listen to, that's awesome. They every night, so during the day and super late at night, like we're talking, you know, 2 a.m. They do kind of just, you know, whatever music is fitting their mood. And they have a very distinct kind of musical taste on that station, which is conveniently incredibly similar to mine. So, it's great. The only problem I have is that at night, 10 to 11, they get an EDM DJ on. And I'm all for EDM music, right? Like, I'm okay with it. I got no qualms with EDM just as music. What I do have a problem with is EDM DJs, because they don't actually, that's not music. It's just, it's not even like, it's not EDM. You're missing the M of EDM. It's electronic dance noise. EDN. It's not EDM. And I don't like it at all, and it kind of sucks. Actually, I should have probably re-rolled that again, because I forgot about this better. It sucks. So I don't listen between 10 to 11, and then 11 to 12 they have like a talk show, like a podcast sort of thing. It's like called Love Hotline or something like that, and it's interesting to listen to because they're fucking weird and hilarious. But generally people just call in, you know, ask for advice about things, generally about relationships or sex lives or whatever. But sometimes it'll branch out and do other shit. Like, for example, one time they had a, what's the dumbest thing you've ever done for money? Call in, let us know. And one of the hosts of the show apparently ate a fucking bloody Band-Aid that they found in a parking lot for $100, which is nasty, of course. I don't think I need to tell you that. But tonight, when I was going to pick my dad up, obviously that was on because it was like 11:30 when my dad's train got in, and so I was listening to it, and there was this guy who was like, "I have a problem with overeating." You know, goes on all this stuff. They're trying to offer him advice about it, and you know, they're being very kind to this man. They're helping him out. They're trying to make him realize that, you know, there's a lot of causes of eating disorders and blah blah blah, like maybe try this, maybe you're on some medication that's causing a hormonal thing, blah blah blah. And then the guy just randomly drops, while like describing it again, he randomly drops his height and weight. 5'8.5" for height, 128 pounds. And they're like, "You're not fat, what are you doing?" What? Where's the problem? I don't understand. You need to eat more is what you need to do. You're not eating enough. Oh, this is sweet. And then the guy was like, "Yeah, but I eat too much." And they're like, "Well, clearly you don't." What are you talking about? And it was such a... I couldn't tell if it was a bait and switch from that guy's perspective, or if the guy just like actually didn't understand average like height versus weight sort of stuff. Because 5'8.5" and 130 pounds, like, pretty much if you're, yeah, I mean, if you're around that height, like, that's about average male height in America, if I'm not mistaken, around 5'8", 5'9". And then the average weight is like around, what is it, like 150? I want to say somewhere in that vicinity. If you're you know, that's healthy, right? Like being 5'8", 150 pounds. That's pretty healthy. Taller than that, or lighter than that, or both, generally is a little bit unhealthy. For example, I am 6 feet tall and 135 pounds. I mean, I'm underweight. I eat a lot, but I'm underweight. It happens. Some people, their bodies are built differently. I have the metabolism of a fucking... I don't even know. Of a monster? I don't know. My metabolism is a very interesting thing. And like, you know, like I said, I eat a lot, right? I do. But I'm not calling into a radio show being like, hey, I have a problem with overeating. I'm 6 feet and 135 pounds. And the thing is, right, I've talked to people about this, and I think I've talked about it on here before. Yeah, good shot. Yeah, whatever, fuck you. I've probably talked about it on here before, where a lot of times people will overestimate how much they eat. And that's generally the root cause of light people saying they eat a lot. However, I have tracked like how much I've eaten. I did it a lot in high school because we had to for like a health class, and I just kept doing it because I was like, oh, this is cool. And I eat a lot. Like a lot. It's not just me overestimating how much I eat. But, and then, you know, other people will be like, well, if you tried to gain weight, you know, if you actually try to gain weight, you can easily gain weight. Try this, this, and this. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't care. You know, weight is only an indication of health, generally. It's not the end-all, be-all. Like, if you're underweight, there's a chance it is from an unhealthy diet. Or if you're overweight, there's a chance it's from an unhealthy diet. Although overweight is a little bit more, not inexcusable. It's a little bit more descriptive of your health than being underweight is. Descriptive of your health than being underweight is. It can still, like, there's definitely times where being overweight can actually just not have anything to do with your diet at all. It's incredibly rare, but it is technically possible. So, like, you know, gaining weight won't do anything for me, anything beneficial for me, right? Because just gaining weight it doesn't make you healthier, right? Me being underweight may be a sign of unhealthy stuff, but me gaining weight from this point won't be a way to, you know, get healthier, if that makes sense. Some square rectangle relationship or something. That sucks. So, like, I don't care. You know, if people want to see me as being an incredibly unhealthy stick boy, that's, you know, that's their own prerogative. I'm not gonna stop them. I feel great. I got no vitamin issues or anything, or vitamin deficiencies specifically. None of that shit. So you know what? In my mind, I'm healthy as fuck. But that's because I'm, you know, I'm also somewhat educated on the topic, and I'm not just like, well, I feel great, thus I'm healthy. And I mostly know that I actually am healthy because of the amount of times that so I got sick a lot in high school. Like a lot. And my mom was like, oh, you're getting sick so much because maybe maybe you're not healthy. And then, you know, I went to the doctor a bunch, and every time I went to the doctor, it was like, you know, he seems perfectly healthy. It's just, you know, cold or strep or whatever. I got strep a lot when I was younger. I haven't had strep in like 7 years? But I got strep like daily in grade school. That shit was not cool. But yeah, so I went to the doctor a lot. And one time my mom was like, well, let's just check. Let's see if it's like some sort of iron deficiency. So then they drew blood. And then, you know, it took about a week, I want to say, for the results to come in. And then they came in and it's like, no, it turns out he's incredibly healthy. We found no issues with any of his you know, vitamin levels or hormonal levels, or, you know, we're good. He's all right. And my mom was like, well, that's just not possible. So that happened a few times where my mom was just super worried about me because of how often I got sick, and I went to the doctor and they were like, hey, he's all right. No problem here. So I'm fucking healthy. I'm healthy as fuck. And it feels good, man. It feels real good. I mean, I'm not, like, the epitome of health. That's definitely not true. If I said that shit, I'd be fucking lying through my teeth. Because I have my own fair share of issues, but nothing, like, life-threatening health-wise. That didn't look like a champion at all, but alright. Yeah, nothing life-threatening or anything along those lines. Just kind of, you know, small stuff. I don't know if I want raw liver. I'm gonna fucking take it. I'm crazy. The other thing is, I try to, when I notice that there's like some variety of health problem going on with me, for example, there was a time not too long ago where I was getting wrist pain, and I'm like, oh, well, that's probably caused from the amount of time I spend on the computer. Let's see if I can remedy this shit. And currently, fucking nothing, man. I don't feel any wrist pain at all. And it's mostly because I just started doing stretches. That's it. Solved it. If you're ever having wrist or hand pain or anything like that, and you play video games a lot, or even just go on the computer a lot, just look up some nice hand stretches and do them daily. That's the shit right there. It also just feels great. It really does. I love the feeling of stretching. Oh, it's not green. Weird. It's also not helpful. Weird. And by the way, the whole thing about stretches and wrist pain and whatever else, that's some shit that more people involved in esports need to fucking learn how to do, because it is embarrassing. For example, when it comes to Dota 2, Fear, although Fear's is a bit more forgivable. He basically got tennis elbow from playing Dota. So I'd say that's more forgivable, but for example, Mewtwo King in the Smash Bros scene, and, well, Hax, I don't know what Hax's deal is. Hax has like arthritis or whatever. I don't know, but M2K recently has been like, my hands hurt a lot. And then his solution is just don't play a bunch and then play a bunch, right? Like, make the pain disappear and then play a bunch. Like, that's not a solution. That's a way to delay it. That's a champion. Alright. And it's honestly embarrassing, because I want M2K to, like, be back to his old self, you know, where he was the one of the gods of Smash. He's really fallen out of favor in Melee, at least. recently. And it's mostly because he's not playing a lot, and he's not playing a lot because he has hand pain, which honestly is like entirely preventable in his circumstance. But he's just not putting the work in. And Hacks is a bit weird. He had like an arthritic bone in his thumb or something. And then he had surgery semi-recently to get it removed, I think. Something like that. I don't exactly know. I don't know shit about arthritis, really. I just know listen to your fucking body, and if your body's screaming at you, figure out a way to fix it. But yeah, Hacks is a bit on the different side when it comes to that situation. I think what M2K is going through is a completely preventable situation that he's choosing not to work with, and it's not great. Oh well. I'm gonna take this, that's fine. Little Stevie. Little Stevie. Maybe I should have gone with the battery. I guess I would. I can still. There's a arcade, which should have a blood bank. And by should, I don't think I've seen an arcade without a blood bank. Now that I'm thinking about it. And I can also fight in here. I get to fight for my right to party. You know what I should do first? I should buy the battery and get that one extra charge. That sounds like the correct play. That sounds like I put effort in and thought about the situation a bit. This room is weird. I don't know if I've ever seen that specific room with the spikes laid out like that. I'm not sure. I probably have, I just don't recall. So the reason I took Little Steven, even though I think probably incredibly close to 100% of the time, given a similar situation, I'd reroll Little Steven. The reason I took him this time is because mostly I had no fucking idea how many more rooms I was gonna have. Just actual no clue. I want to be on the safe side and not throw a reroll away in case there weren't enough rooms, which turns out that was the correct play. Because if I did reroll Little Steven, I would have exactly one part of a charge, you know, for the D6 right now. It's not good. It's not a good amount of charge. I'm disappointed in myself with that dodge. Cool, plenty of time. Ooh, I'm gonna reroll. Ooh. I don't really want to fight for those, unfortunately. Hey, how about I crack open that nice, refreshing can of sweet, sweet Dr. Pepper. Oh, delicious, man. Delicious. Oh, you know what my fucking favorite thing about Dr. Pepper is? The fact that they partnered with Taco Bell. Because if it's 2 a.m. and I just want to fill my body with fucking ground beef and regret, Taco Bell is the #1 place to go. And legitimately, I do actually like Taco Bell. The flavors that it has specifically. But yeah, Dr. Pepper partnering with Taco Bell was the greatest day of my life. I mean, I always forget if Dr. Pepper is Pepsi or Coke. I'm gonna look right now. It doesn't say. It doesn't say on the can. I always forget. I think it's a Pepsi. No, I have no fucking clue. Whatever, man. It's one of those things that I just don't really know. But yeah, and in case you're wondering what specifically there is at Taco Bell that is a Dr. Pepper thing, the Dr. Pepper vanilla, what do they call it? It's basically like a Slurpee. And oh man, oh, Dr. Pepper Vanilla Freeze, I think is what they call it. Oh, it's fucking tasty. It's just like if you took all the greatest flavors of Dr. Pepper and Slurpees and just stuck it along with a bunch of ground beef and regret with a side of nachos. That's what you got there. And that's perfect. That's what I'm talking about, you know. That's the shit that I'm feeling all day, every day. Which could be taken in multiple ways. The shit that I'm feeling all day, every day. That could be taken multiple ways. And you know what? I'm glad it can be. Because that's probably a much more accurate representation of the situation. I'm stuck. I knew I was going to fuck it up. Immediately. Although, I'll be honest, I haven't had many, not any, I haven't had many negative bowel experiences with Taco Bell, which is what most people tend to talk about when it comes to Taco Bell, is that it gives you the worst shits of your life or whatever. I had it once. I had that happen to me once. So either I have an iron stomach, or I'm super lucky. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know which one of those two it is. I just don't. I feel like it's that I have an iron stomach. That's my inkling. What do we got? Come on, man. Satan, you're a big old dick. But sure. More tiers up don't really do anything. Yeah, need a tier to lay down. I guess I'll get this battery. Stop being lazy, you know? Boy. What was I talking? Taco Bell, right? I was talking about Taco Bell. Right, okay, that's what I was gonna say. If you do experience horrific bowel movements from Taco Bell, I would recommend no longer getting the burritos from there. First of all, I'll be just, you know, point blank with you. The fucking Taco Bell burritos are a waste of money. Firstly, because they're the main cause of the erroneous bowel movements. And secondly, why would you spend, I don't even remember how much their burritos are, probably like $3 or something. Why would you spend $3 on like a quarter of a real burrito that gives you horrific bowel movements due to the beans that they use, when you could just spend double the money for 4 times the burrito without the negative effects of your bowels hating every waking moment of their existence for the next 2 days? at Chipotle, specifically, is one location. Qdoba is another one. I'm sure if you have a local Mexican food place, they have great burritos. I have yet to find a local Mexican place in any of the locations I've gone that have not had good burritos. I fucking hate everything about this. And you know what? If you're not a burrito fan, that's cool too. How does that hit me? I don't know, man. I guarantee you that I just didn't see a bullet. That's probably what had to happen. Because there's no way the bullet that I did see and was attempting to dodge, if that shit hit me, I am going to sue. Because I'm American. And I have a right to sue. Right? I think that's true. Sure, fuck it. Most people seem to think that's true. And technically, it is true. You do have a right to sue. But man, people are fucking sue happy this day and age. They really are. There's so much propaganda like going around on the TV on like commercials and shit where it's like, been near a car accident? Having traumatic emotional experiences? Call me. I'm insert lawyer who needs to do commercials in order to make my commission. I haven't lost a case in 5 years, asterisk. And then the asterisk is like, I have. So people just assume that you can sue for fucking anything and just win. And unfortunately, that might be the case in a lot of situations. But it doesn't paint a very pretty picture. Everybody's just so sue happy. I think I told the story about how my brother got into a car crash that there's no way it could have even possibly been his fault. Like, based on the aftermath of the crash, there's no way it could have been his fault. And yet, the woman who got into the crash with him, the land whale, if you will, just really badly wanted to use our insurance to get herself some new knees. Because she's an awful fucking human being. Remember how this video started with me saying that weight is more of an indication of unhealthiness than anything else? If people are incredibly overweight and they defend their overweightedness as anything other than I don't know. I don't know exactly what I'm trying to say, but basically like there's a very large population of people who are severely overweight and defend it as, well, you can still be healthy and overweight, which is technically true, but in that specific population, that is not the case. They're not healthy. And they just glorify incredibly poor health. Blah, 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 blah. I'm all for body positivity, but when you're just, like, lying to everybody, including yourself, about how healthy you are, because you're upset that, you know, people won't, like, date you or something. I don't know. There's a point where you go too far. That's definitely true. Don't like this. Don't like this. How do I dodge that? That was just a bad situation to be in, honestly. Alright. No red hearts have dropped on this floor yet, which is really starting to get to me. This is the first time in history I've really wanted red hearts to be dropping. They're nowhere to be found. Let's open this shit. I got a mom's key. Should get a lot of shit out of it. Indeed I do. Nice, that's probably the best case scenario for the final room to do on Cathedral before leaving. Okay. Let's just hope that Isaac doesn't beat the fuck out of me. Doesn't smack the dick out of me. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to focus pretty hard. There's a lot of shit going on in this fight right now. When my damage is this low, I gotta really buckle down. Try and focus on the whole not getting hit thing. Two hits so far from randomness. It's not what I like to see. Not at all. Cool. If it started in the top right, I actually was super fucking boned. There we go. Just because of the way that his previous bullet had been shot. Alright, cool. Looks like we made it. Whew! That shit was sketchy. Well, we alright, we made it to the chest, that means we win. There's the tier to lay down. Oh, there's the wafer. I should also take this. Mom's wig is real good, of course. Judgment is pretty helpful. I'll just blow him up. It's irrelevant if I give him money or not. It's actually irrelevant. I should have put it in this room, actually. That was really fucking stupid, wasn't it? Oh well. So now that we're in, like, the home stretch, who wants to talk about anime? I'm currently... I started watching Soul Eater how many days ago? 3 or 4? And I'm on episode 38 now, out of 51. Fucking, that show's real good! It makes me so happy. I have been looking for a show that felt like Yu Yu Hakusho for so long. And I thought I found it with Full Metal Alchemist. And I kind of did. FMA is... It's not that Yu Yu Hakusho-ish, but it's got a similar vibe. And Soul Eater, similarly, has that kind of vibe. And it kind of makes sense that both of those shows are the ones that give me the Yu Yu Hakusho vibe, because turns out they're actually the same studio. FMA and Soul Eater are the exact same studio. Studio Bones. Excuse me, I don't agree with that hit, sir. Yeah, Soul Eater is just sweet. I'm digging it. I'm so into it. I'm gonna take this just for funsies. I don't know, I can't really say much about it without giving spoilers, but I will say that probably my favorite character in the show is Krona. He, she, whoever. It's technically specified in the anime, at least in the dub, as Krona being male. But apparently in the manga, they always use like neutral pronouns. And it's never actually stated what gender Krona is. Very androgynous character. But Krona, honestly, Krona is like one of the most fleshed out characters I've had the pleasure of experiencing, seeing. I don't know. Krona's just super well made. I don't know, super well written. Just great character. Love it. Sure, fuck it. Blackbean. Why not? Trying to think if I spoiled it. I don't think I spoiled shit. Saying that Krona is a good character, a well fleshed out character. Yeah, I don't think I spoiled shit, so that's good. Don't want the spoiler police on my ass. Alright. This run is more or less over. Oh, that shouldn't hit me. That shouldn't have fucking hit me. Oh well. Oh yeah, the other thing is, Soul Eater gives me a Neon Genesis Evangelion vibe as well. I don't know, it gives me a vibe of every fucking anime I love. It's so good. Alright, let's backtrack. Get our last couple rerolls on. I don't know why I just thought of this. Is there such thing as soda flavored popsicles? Obviously there's soda flavored Slurpees and shit. And ices, or it's all Slurpees to me. But are there soda flavored popsicles? That sounds really fucking delicious. That actually sounds so fucking good. If it doesn't exist, I'm gonna fucking invent it. That's not true. I'm not gonna do that. Mostly because I need the fucking rights. Getting rights to shit is just not, it's not exactly an easy thing. Or whatever, fuck it. Maybe I should grab the stuff. All that stuff. Who am I? What am I? I look like a fucking insect. A very disgusting, weird insect. Okay, sorry. I quite often do just take a pause to check stuff. Listen, I'm like permanently fucking wired. Me and the computer are one. That's not true. I'm not that addicted to computers. I just fucking love computers. Can you be addicted to computers? I guess technically you could. I'm just one of those people, though, that embraces technology in all its forms, instead of being one of those people who's like, kids these days are always on their damn phones. Back in my day, well, it's not back in your day anymore, and this technology exists, and it's going to improve the human experience. So how about you fucking embrace it, you stupid old sack of farts? Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please be sure to leave a like. It does help me out a lot. Not a great deal. A lot. It helps me out a lot. It does help me out a great deal, but that's also a lot. They're synonymous. To some extent, at least. So, yeah, leave a like, subscribe, blah. I'll see you in the next one.